Hey gang, got a video I want to show you about being able to tell the difference between the degree of a term versus the degree of a polynomial. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to create a polynomial. Say 2xy squared plus 3x squared y to the fourth plus 2x to the fifth plus 3x plus 3x squared plus 1. Now, this polynomial has 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, 5 terms, and 6 terms. So, you can get a degree of each term by adding the powers of the variables. So this term here has a 1 and a 2. So I'm going to say 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So this term, all by itself, has a degree of 3. So I would say this has a degree equal to 3. Let me zoom in just a little bit here, now that you had that. Now here, I have powers of 2 and 4. So I'll say 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So my degree is equal to 6. This term has only 1 power, so the degree is equal to 5. This has only 1 power, and since we don't see a number there, the power is really just a 1, so I get a power of 1. X has a power of 2, so I'd get an x squared. So my degree is 2. There's no exponents here, so that's a 0. And whenever I see a 0, it's a constant. So for powers of individual terms, we can break them up and just take a look at the number of powers total. How many variables are being multiplied here? You have an x, a y, times a y. There are 3 different variables here. So there's a degree of 3. So the degree is really the total number of variables that are in the specific term. 2 x's, 4 y's, the degree is 6 because there are 6 different variables. X, X, Y, 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 and so on and so on. Now, what's different is if I ask you for the degree of the polynomial, this is going to be equal to the largest degree of any term in the polynomial. So if I look through this and I see 3, 6, 5, 1, 2, and a 0, I know the degree of the polynomial is equal to 6 because this is the largest. So keep in mind, let me zoom out a little bit. Just keep in mind, you can find the degrees for each term by just setting up and counting up the number of variables that are in each term, or by adding the powers. The degree of the polynomial is going to be the degree of the largest term, the total number of variables that has the most. This is going to dominate what this looks like. If I graph this, the 3x squared y to the fourth is going to dominate everything else because there's more variables going on. Those numbers are just going to be bigger. So we look for the term that's going to dominate, and in this case, the term that dominates is the 3x squared y to the fourth because it has the most variables in it. So keep that in mind when you have to find degrees of terms versus degrees of polynomials.